Hey guys, what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rise. We're back at my favorite parking lot in the whole entire world because guess what? We have that car that people just cannot stop talking about. This is that all-new, totally redesigned 2021 BMW 4 Series. Ours is the M440i X-Drive. But before we get into this new sports luxury coupe from BMW, let's talk about what's going on here. So the 4 Series in a new generation is trying to separate a little bit from the 3 Series. 3 Series being the 4-door version of this overall platform. Now what's interesting is that this new 4 Series BMW, our M440i, is actually a little bit longer than the 4-door. It's actually a little bit wider and it's a little bit lower. So BMW is trying to create a very unique driving experience from the 4 Series coupe compared to the 3 Series sedan. Now, of course, everybody's been arm wrestling and mud wrestling and tongue wrestling about the front end, that grille that's kind of gotten a little large in this redesign. But what I want to do is I want to stop talking about that grille. Let's move on with our lives. Let's mend the relationships that we've destroyed over the arguing of the grille. And I want to get down to the nitty-gritty. What is this really like to drive? Especially when the road gets really twisty and you get that little itch to really want to turn up the wick and go on throttle. But I also want to compare it to one of its main rivals, the Audi S5. So looking at this performance coupe, looking at the turbocharged power, looking at what it equates to, that's going to be the main rival. And since we've driven that car here on Rady's Rides, I'll leave it at the end of this review. That will give us the perfect connection between which is going to come out on top. But I also want to find out, hey, what is this thing at the end of the day? Is it the ultimate driving machine like BMW proclaims? So let's go ahead, let's dive into our 2021 M440i. Right off the bat, like I said, the styling, we're gonna kind of quickly move through it so that nobody gets too crazy about the comments on the grille. Starting up at the front end of the business, you're gonna get those BMW laser headlights, the LED daytime running lamps. I really like what they've done with their overall style. Everything is blacked out on the interior, and how you know it's the laser lights is because of the blue accents, and I think it really pops with our Drive It gray. And this gray, it's crazy because at times it looks like a flat gray, almost like a Nardo gray since we're comparing it to Audi. But as you can see in the Florida sun, there's some major gold flake going on there. Talk about a gold rush just all over this beautiful M440i. Now, when we go down into the lower corners, this is fine. I'm happy with what's going on here. You have a functional side air curtain. You do have some functionality to the gloss black area. And the thing is, what I like on the M440i is I like this almost like a stained aluminum finish. It really gives the car a lot of character and separates it from the entry-level 430i, which we've also featured to you here on Rady's Rise. Now, with the way that BMW does their front fascias, the way they bring down that extension, super clean design. Now, quickly, let's get it, rip the Band-Aid off, get it over with. So this is your new 4 Series grille, large in design, definitely does not look like a kidney shape, looks more like a lung overall design if we're comparing it to internal organs. But you are gonna have active shutters. This is functional. And like I said, I'm digging this dark aluminum finish. I think it kind of helps with the overall appearance. One of my favorite things is how they extend the front fascia out and then create this lower lip splitter. That's gonna help get air in, stop air from going underneath. And the thing I'm getting a little bit more used to is not having the hood actually meet with the grille, but the way that they did the design gives it that overall feel, and of course that iconic BMW badge. Now when we get up onto the hood, body lines are clean. Everything's gonna go from the snout all the way to those A-pillars. Everything else flows nicely. Now when we come around the bend, what are we flowing with as we go down the road? Check out this wheel and tire setup. So this is a 19-inch, the M branded wheel. I love the just flat gray finish, machined aluminum touches and all the way around the outside of it. But what's great is that I think it's a clean design that works amazing with our particular M440i. You're gonna have those beefed up brakes because we went the M440i route. So you're gonna have that nice metallic blue, the M logo. Remember, M stands for motorsports. So much rich racing history, including the coveted 24 Hours of Le Mans that they won overall in 1999. On an M440i, you're also gonna get larger rotors. So you're looking at almost 14-inch rotors, fully ventilated. That's gonna give you nice braking capability, especially with those calipers. And then tires, you're looking up front, 225 on the width, 40 series on the sidewall, and it's those wonderful Michelin Pilot Sport 4S tires. Give you the grip, but also give you some durability. Now, going into the fender, I like the way there's no grill or no side vent. What they did was they kind of went the route of just putting a nice sharp body line where normally there would be a vent, and I'm digging it because it's super clean. On the mirror caps, because we have an M440i, you're gonna have that nice satin aluminum finish. You're also gonna get a large size sunroof with gloss black treatment on the top and the bottom of the window frames, color matched on the door handles. I'm telling you, the gold in this, it's like I almost wanna go mining for gold because there's so much gold flake in this. And the bottom portion, the way that that lower sill flares out so clean into the rear. Now, when we get to the rear, you're actually gonna have a little bit different setup on the tires. So you're actually looking at 255. Even though this is all-wheel drive, you are gonna get that power delivery to the rear wheels to give you a little bit more grip. They go a little bit wider, 255. The reason why we're skinnier up front is to quicken up the steering. And I'm telling you right now, just driving around for a couple days, the steering is very quick in this thing, and I'm just liking the overall feel. And like I mentioned at the start, this is actually longer than the 3 Series sedan, if you could wrap your mind around that. Now, coming off that sexy rear fender, I love the way it flares out so nicely. And I'm gonna have Lori kind of swoop around and show that beautiful line coming off the door into this rear fender. Great looking taillight, all LED. You got your X-Drive, that's gonna give you your all-wheel drive. You do have a faux vent. Because we went flared out, they dropped a faux vent in there. It would be nice to have a little functionality, so I'll have zonk it. It looks sexy, but it's not real. As we come across the middle, BMW badge, look at how they took the backup camera and dropped it right into the badge. Very clean styling. I'm just curious, what is that gonna cost if this needs to be replaced? M440i lets people know you want a little bit more performance oriented. It's not a true M car, that's yet to come, the M4, but this is definitely boosting up that power quotient. I like the simple but tasteful trunklet spoiler, just enough. And obviously that is gonna be a functional piece. And then as we drop down, you're gonna get this sexy gloss black rear diffuser area. You have the satin finish on the exhaust outlets. These are decorative trim rings, but you do have functional exhaust on both sides, but very balanced. And I love the rear of this vehicle. But why don't we go ahead, let's pop the hood and see what's powering our M440i. All right, guys, we got the hood popped. You do have the hydraulic hood struts. The bad news is this is not an M4. We're gonna be bringing you that. Don't worry about that. The great news is, though, you are getting more power out of this M440i. So underneath the hood, you can see the tasteful engine cover. I love the M Performance badge. We got a little bit of a leaf. We'll get rid of that. That's not part of the M package. The BMW logo. You have these aluminum braces to kind of stiffen up the front end. But what are we actually looking at when we're looking at underneath that plastic cover? So what you are looking at is that 3-liter inline 6. So it's a straight 6 turbocharged engine, 382 horsepower, 364 pound-feet of torque. It's mated to a ZF 8-speed automatic transmission. 0 to 60 with this X-Drive format is going to be 3.8 seconds. Quarter mile goes by at 12.3 at 112 miles an hour. Top speed is governed to 157 miles an hour. She weighs 3,986 pounds and MPGs 22 in the city, 31 on the highway. So if we're comparing this to the S5, obviously S5 is going to have V6 power, and that is turbocharged as well. And the interesting thing is, being an Audi, it has that quattro all-wheel drive system. So it'll be interesting how you feel with the driving dynamics, because this being a straight 6, the weight is distributed a little bit differently than a V6 format. And then of course, how the all-wheel drive systems behave But why don't we go ahead, both of them have 8-speed automatics. Why don't we go ahead, let's fire this one up and hear what it sounds like. All right, guys, we're inside this 2021 M440i. I know you're saying, well, Joe, I'm right there with you. I'm done arguing about the front grille, and I really want to get into the nitty-gritty of what this driving machine is all about, but I also want to find out what the price is. I'm looking at the Audi S5. I'm looking over at some Mercedes AMG products. How much is this one? The way that this one is optioned is right around $73,000. Let's see what you get for the money to the door panels. Now you're going to notice this one has the Harman Kardon sound system. It has the executive package. It has that soft touch material. I love the silver trim there. The white contrast stitching up top really works nicely with the dark finish. And then this one has a beige cream two-tone experience. Now, cream is not my favorite interior color, but it does work with breaking up the sea of dark material on the door panel. And then the pocket there, you could easily put a Whopper and a bottle of Coca-Cola to wash it all down for that next road trip. Now, as you go from the door panel to the dash, soft touch material, I'm actually digging this pattern design that they're using. It's better than gloss black. I like it better than faux carbon fiber, something a little different with the silver. And then you're gonna get to that 8.8-inch infotainment system screen. So you do have that hand gesture option with the executive package. It is a touchscreen, of course, navigation, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, great graphics, super clear font. There's our M440i sitting there looking pretty. We could go back into home. I could hit sport mode, and there we have sport and sport plus. Of course, you're gonna have comfort, Eco Pro, and then adaptive, which is great. It's gonna be predicting what the heck is going on with your driving experience. This has 7.0, BMW iDrive 7.0. Let me go ahead and throw it into reverse so we can see our cameras. There's our backup camera, super duper clear, really nice. And then you're gonna have that sensing technology to protect you as you are backing in and out of parking spots and maybe the garage and whatnot. Put it back in the park, hit home, and there we are. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. You're gonna have dual climate control. I like the way the graphics are really clear. You have this beautiful silver trim. Heated seats, but no ventilated seats. That's gonna be a big, huge zonk for $73,000. BMW does some of the slimmest radio controls. And then there's more of that pattern from the dash they brought to the center. I like the brushed aluminum. I like the stitch work going on. And then watch this. Open sesame, 2 cup holders, a 12 volt, a USB, and a wireless charging pad. I'm just a little curious what kind of experiences BMW owners have with having these 2 ports right near where you have your beverages. So put in the comment section if your BMW ever shocked you or caught on fire because you spilled a drink in there or something like that. I'm very, very curious on that. Close it up, nice and seamless. This is gonna control that ZF 8-speed automatic transmission. You're gonna have that BMW iDrive controller. This is 7.0. So that's the new software operating system. Easy to use. Obviously, you got your buttons to go into your different settings. 1, 2, 3. There's your mode selector. There's your start-stop button. And then as we keep working our way back, actually not too bad on the armrest. Most German cars, these things are as hard as a rock, but you open it up, check it out. You could easily put 8 Twinkies and a USB-C. And on top of that, you could actually put a candy bar in there as well. Or my advice is put some Mentos in there. After eating those Twinkies, if you got a hot date, you don't want to kiss them with Twinkie breath. That's just not going to work. The leather, though, very soft, very supple. Love the bolstering. Of course, you're going to get full electric assist for the passenger and the driver. You got your BMW key fob. Nice looking key fob. It's got the motorsport badging on there. And then up top, what do we have? We have this beautiful sunroof. So slide that back. And even the passengers in the back seat will get a little bit of the sun rays. Very easy to use, one-touch operation, plenty of headroom. Let me touch it one more time here. Close the glass. Plenty of headroom. I'm 6 feet tall, but why don't you come over here? Because BMW has some of the best steering wheels I want to show you. All right, guys, we're on the business end of the M440i. You got a nice M badge to welcome you in. Even though this isn't a true M car, you're still getting that performance, that heritage. I love the foot box. You got plenty of room for your feet to do the business. I love the nice large dead pedal, especially with the aluminum trim on all of the pedals that you see down there, whether it be the brake pedal, the throttle, or the dead pedal. You have your seat controls with those 2 memory seat settings, lower lumbar. You can adjust the side bolstering as well, which is wonderful. Really tailor it to your body. Steering wheel, like I told you, is right out of a race car. It's tilting and telescoping. It's manual though, not electric. You do have heated steering wheel, classy on the horn button. The 10 and 2 notches, I don't know, are just, they're just pieces of race car heaven that have been implemented into the steering wheel. Paddles are on the small side, but you know, they're not too bad. I just wish they were made out of metal and not plastic. But what I do love is that 12-inch display that just hits you smack dab in the face. Clear graphics, love the fonts. When you go into the different modes, it changes. I like that. It's cool to have a nice, unique driving experience as you're going down your favorite bit of road. You have a head-up display as well. We're not doing the back seat. I want to do more driving. Let's get the trunk out of the way because I'm ready to go on throttle. All right, guys, time to get into the trunk. Real simple. Hit the button, lifts right up. Now, what's wonderful being a coupe, you're actually getting a nice wide opening and actually a lot of space in there to get some taller items. You do have your cargo nets on both the driver and the passenger side, so you could put a big, huge bag of Lay's on one side and maybe a couple boxes of Twinkies on the other for that road trip, so nobody is gonna get hangry. And if you're wondering, well, what about cubic feet, Joe? You're looking at 12 cubic feet of space, and for a coupe, that's actually a really great amount of room that they have on this M440i. But you know what? It's not about the trunk. If you're ready, I'm ready. Let's go see if this ultimate driving machine can really handle on throttle. All right, guys, we're in this 2021 BMW M440i. It's really now time to see, hey, enough talking about the Grille. What does this new M440i drive like, especially with xDrive, especially with the amount of horsepower that we have? And like I told you, BMW is saying that they've done some retweaking to this chassis to really help separate it from the BMW 3 Series, which I'm very happy to report. And then, of course, we have the upcoming M4 and M3s coming, but I have it in automatic mode. We have it in Sport Plus setting. And if you're ready, I'm definitely ready. On throttle, here we go. Nice. I love the grip. Brakes feel good. Here we go. Yeah! Fast shifts, fast shifts. Woohoo! So let's talk about that for a second. We are in an all-wheel drive vehicle, and what I love about it is that the way that it transfers that torque from the front to the rear allows you to get just a little bit of slide from the back end of the vehicle to help you square off the corner. Input coming through the steering wheel is really, really precise, very quick. You think it, you're already turning. When it comes to the seats, bolstering is great. Lower portion could have a little bit more bolstering, but remember, that's what the M4 is all about. This is not a true M car, but definitely elevates the level of performance. I like the sight lines out of the front, out the back. Visibility is just fine. Side mirrors work phenomenal. And Lori and I went on a drive to Daytona this past weekend in this car, and even on the highway, super smooth and quiet on the interior. That's what I like about it as well, is that it's very, very quiet in here. the way they have everything laid out, it's easy to get to the infotainment system. We have that hand gesturing ability to raise or lower the volume of the music or whatever you're doing, but I'm liking the overall driving dynamics. The ZF 8-speed, for the most part, knew exactly what gear I wanted to be in or needed to be in. It just, I'm definitely gonna put it in manual shift mode for the next on throttle. I think that's gonna just help me feel a little bit better connected to exactly what the car is doing. But I'm liking the level of grip, and I'm also liking the ability that the back end of the car comes out just a little bit to square off that corner. All right, guys, we're gonna use manual shift mode. I'm in second gear. On throttle, here we go. Nice fast shifts. Brakes feel good. Yeah! Feels really good. Decreasing radius. Very, very nice. Really, really light on her feet, and it really allowed me to know what the traction level was. That's what I think I really love about this M440i, is I really am truly getting a sense of the grip level at the front of the vehicle, at the back of the vehicle. Mid-corner, this thing is rock solid. Rock solid. Turn in very, very quickly, and I'm digging using the paddles. Going up and down that ZF 8-speed, much more rewarding, much better connection between you and what's going on with the whole driving dynamics. I wish the chassis was a little bit, there's a little bit more stiffness there. I feel like body roll, when it comes to the compression and the rebound of the shock absorbers, the dampers, are a little on the soft side, even in Sport Plus, but there is an M4 that is coming out that's going to hopefully check off those boxes that we need checked off for sure. All right, guys, once again, downshifts, second gear, on throttle, here we go. Makes feel great. Yeah! This is a great turn right here. That was awesome. Really, really unbelievable. Just the confidence you get from that X-Drive all-wheel drive system. I am gonna zonk something. I'm gonna zonk something, and it's a big one for me. I don't like having the tachometer on the right side and it being that counterclockwise formation. It would be, I would prefer to have it on the left, just from a visual standpoint. Another thing is your gear indicator is super duper small. Super duper small. It would be nice to have a larger gear indicator to let me know what gear I'm in. But other than that, the driving dynamics, they definitely have brought more over into the new M440i. And compared to the 3 Series, the 340i, the M340i, I can feel a difference in the handling for sure. It feels quicker and it feels more tossable, if that makes sense, going down your favorite twisty bit of road. All right, guys, from a dead stop, I have it in manual shift mode, a little bit of throttle. On throttle, here we go. That's awesome. Gets the power down nice. Go. Yeah. The brakes feel great. There we go. Square that corner up a little bit. Steady throttle. Perfect. 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 I think where you really are able to see the work that BMW has done is obviously through those quick left-right transitions. The car holds the line very well, keeps the power to the ground, and just provides that driving experience that helps make your heart pitter-patter. You know, I'll say it again, I've said it before, cars like these help move your soul, not your body. Now, I can't wait for the M4. That's gonna be on a totally different level, especially an M4 competition, but this M440i clearly shows the direction when it comes to driving characteristics that BMW is bringing to the table. Like I said, everything else in here is well laid out. Infotainment system, you got all your connectivity and everything, and plenty of room. But we're gonna go ahead, wrap this one up, get back to our special filming location. So I'll see you in a split second. All right, guys, it's been another great day with this BMW M440i. I definitely got to thank everybody over at BMW USA for allowing Radies Rides access to this press fleet vehicle. It really allowed me to get down and dirty and see exactly what the chassis dynamics are all about. And it really is unique, not only from the 3 Series sedan, but when you're comparing this to its main rival, that Audi S5, from the straight 6 to the V6, really brings a different overall experience, not only in handling, but also with acceleration and getting the power to the ground by the unique all-wheel drive systems. But the great news is, no matter which way you go, you're really gonna come out on top because these cars do the business. But if you wanna keep seeing luxury sports coupes here on Radies Rides, leave a comment in the comment section. If you're new and you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Radies Rides family. If you want to help us keep making great content just for you in the channel, click the link in the description. Get yourself some Radies Rides merch. Got to give it up to the queen of the camera. She's out here rocking it. She's the champ. Put some love for her in the comment section. Thank you, Lori, for all that you do. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.